Welcome, readers. Today we are going to work with prefixes. Do you remember what a prefix is? A prefix is a word part we add to the beginning of another word, and it changes the meaning of the word. Our goal today is to learn to read words with the prefixes over and miss. When we read a word with the prefix over means too much. And when we read a word with the prefix miss means bad or badly. Are you ready to help me read some of these words? Here we go. Here is our first word. Let's loop and swoop this word together so that we're able to read this word together. When we break up this word, we can look first for our prefix, over, and then we can read the rest of the word. Flow, overflow. The sink started to overflow because I left the water running too long. I see the prefix over, which means too much. So it was flowing too much, so much so that it ran right out of the sink. Let's stick overflow into our column with our over prefix. Here's our next word. Are you ready? Can you spot the prefix in this word? You can? Do you see over or miss? I see over too. Let's loop and swoop so we can read this entire word. Over, stay. Overstay. I do see that prefix over, and I remember that means too much. So overstay must mean stay too much. We did not want to overstay our visit to our friend's house, so we left right after dinner. Let's put overstay in our over column. Readers, you're doing such a great job. Here's our next word. Can you spot the prefix in this word? You see miss? Great job. Let's loop and swoop. Miss, judge. Misjudge. The prefix miss means bad or badly, so the word misjudge must mean to judge something bad or badly. The baseball player misjudged the ball hit to him and it went right over his head. Misjudge. Let's put misjudge in our miss column, since that is the prefix we saw. All right, readers, we've got a couple more words. Here we go. Here's our next one. Do you see the prefix in this word? I knew you'd spot it. Do you see over? Let's read this word. Overdo. Overdue. To do something too much. The doctor warned the baseball player not to overdo his sprained ankle, and he told him he couldn't play for a week. Overdue. Let's put that in our over column. All right, readers, here's our last word. Can you spot the prefix in this word? Great job. Mistreat. Mistreat. Remember, the prefix miss means bad or badly. So to mistreat something means to treat something bad or badly. It is important not to mistreat our plants by giving them lots of water. Mistreat. Let's go ahead and put this in our miss column. Readers, look at all of these words that started with our over and miss prefixes that you helped me read today. Thank you so much for all of your hard work. Readers, you have done such a great job helping me read these words that either start with a prefix or end in a suffix. Let's try reading some of these words in a story now. Are you ready? My friend Sean invited me over for black-eyed peas and rice. It looked unusual. Slowly, I tried a tiny bite, and my mouth was overjoyed. Overjoyed. Had too much joy. I ate more, and finally I took one last bite so I wouldn't overeat. Overeat. So I wouldn't eat too much. I will never misjudge or judge badly a food by its looks again. Readers, great job helping me figure out what these words meant in this story. Let me read it one more time for fluency without stopping. My friend Sean invited me over for black-eyed peas and rice. It looked unusual. Slowly, I tried a tiny bite, and my mouth was overjoyed. I ate more, and finally I took one last bite so I wouldn't overeat. I will never misjudge a food by its looks again. Great reading today, readers. Readers, we've had lots of practice reading these words that start with our miss and over prefixes. Now let's practice writing some of them. For this activity, you'll need whatever you have to write on and something to write with. When we spell words, first we visualize or see the number of word parts in those words, and then we try and listen for the number of sounds in each word part. Are you ready to give it a try? Here we go. Our first word is miscount. Can you say that word with me? Miscount. When I say the word miscount, I hear two word parts. I hear miss, count. When I say the word part miss, I hear s. And when I say the word part count, I hear k, ow, t. Miscount. Now I'm going to think about the letters that represent each of the sounds in these word parts. S, k, ow, t. Miscount. Let's put both of these word parts together to build our word. Is, count, miscount. I was very careful not to miscount the money that we raised at our lemonade stand. I know miss means not, so to not count it incorrectly. Miscount. Great job, readers. Let's try another one. Our next word is mismatch. Can you say that word with me? Mismatch. When I say the word mismatch, I also hear two word parts. Mismatch. Now let's think about the sounds in each of these word parts. Is, ach, mismatch. Let's think about the letters that represent these sounds. Is, mismatch. Let's put both of the word parts together to build our word. Mismatch. Mismatch. One of my very favorite spirit days on Spirit Week is Mismatch Day, a day when we don't have to match our clothes. Mismatch. All right, readers, let's get ready for our next word. Our next word is overdue. Can you say that word with me? Overdue. When I say that word, I hear two word parts. Overdue. When I say the first word part over, I hear the sounds o, v, er. When I say the second word part do, I hear d, oo. Overdue. Let's try and think about the sounds that represent the letters that represent each of these sounds in these word parts. O, v, er, d, oo. Now, let's put our word parts together. Overdue. Overdue. Over means too much, so overdue must mean you're doing too much of something. My coach pulled me out of the game early so that I did not overdo it on my sore ankle. Overdue. Readers, we've got one word left. Are you ready? Our last word is overgrown. Can you say that word with me? Overgrown. When I say that word, I hear two word parts. Overgrown. Now let's think about the sounds in these word parts. O, v, er, g, er, o, n. Overgrown. Now let's think about the letters that represent these sounds. O, v, er, g, er, o, n. Overgrown. Let's put our word parts together. Overgrown. My front flower bed was overgrown with weeds that needed to be pulled. Readers, you did a fantastic job helping me spell these words today. Make sure you're on the lookout in your own reading and writing for words that start with miss and over prefixes.
This program is made possible in part by the Michigan Department of Education, the State of Michigan, and the W.K. Kellogg Foundation. Additional support by and by viewers like you. Thank you.